Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby, and I absolutely promise you this will be probably the most unbiased show that you'll watch. So we've just obviously seen Wales play South Africa. Actually, I can't be biased. Let me just take off. I'll take off all this stuff so you can see that I am going to be completely unbiased. So there we go, completely unbiased. So just watch Wales play South Africa. It wasn't the most, let's be honest, not the most entertaining game it's ever played. Compared to yesterday's game, it's completely chalk and cheese. Yesterday's game was absolutely sublime. Two exceptional teams playing. Today was just an absolute arm wrestle grind. But hey, in actual fact, England scored 19 points yesterday. South Africa scored 19 points today. So there's no real difference in the score. It's just a different way of getting to the same place. So yeah, pretty interesting kind of game. The first half was just marked with a lot of kicking, a lot of territory. Just felt like both teams didn't want the ball. A lot of mistakes on both sides. A lot of drop balls. A lot of things that just weren't going right for both teams. I think in the second half it improved absolutely astronomically. I thought it was very close in that last half, and if it wasn't for the last 4 minutes and that turnover from Francois Lowe, and then that banana kick from Faf de Klerk, I think it could have been a completely different game. It looked like we were probably going to go into extra time, and you could just see there was two really equally matched sides on the day. Both teams wanted to be physical. Both teams are known to grind, and it's pretty similar styles. You know, let's be honest. Both the teams have extremely similar styles to each other. They rely heavily on their defense. Don't want to let through tries, and you can see one try apiece. But yeah, I'm just going to go through some of the stats for the game, and I'm being completely honest, guys. I thought it was I enjoyed it. I thought Wales had an absolute chance of winning that game, and you know I feel for them because it was two teams that were so close to each other that anyone could have taken it on the day. Kicks from hand, it's just pretty high because a lot of people are talking on social media about kicking. Obviously, it looked like there were 40 kicks from hand from South Africa, 41 from Wales. You know, I think yesterday, England did 32, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to go look at it quickly, guys. I think England did 32 and New Zealand did 24, so a lot less kicking. But it just did seem like today there was a lot more kicking involved. It looked like two teams that were really trying to feel each other out. Both very scared to make the mistakes, and they were making the mistakes, and that was the problem. If I look at possession, 61% to Wales, 62% territory to Wales. So Wales did have the full dominance, and in the second half it was even more. So it was 37% possession and 34% territory for South Africa. So really, it was Wales playing most of the rugby, according to what I see here. Passes 106 to Wales, 67. Big, obviously, 15 turnovers conceded and 8 by South Africa. So that's a bit of a difference. 9 to 8 penalties, so very close, extremely close. I think the big difference came in South Africa tackling at 93%. So they only dropped 10 tackles on 152. And Wales running at 83%. So yeah, it was an extremely tight game. If it wasn't for an individual piece of brilliance from Damon Dehalenge to score that try, it would have been completely different. But yeah, I'm not. At the end of the day, you know, I'm super proud of the boys for making it through to the final. You know, you can't win the World Cup if you're not in the final. So I think from that point of view, I'm super happy for them. They play a very simple brand of rugby, and let's be honest, it's not entertaining. It's never going to be entertaining. It's all about forward dominance. It's all about possession, the territory. They like to let the other team play all the rugby. So yeah, it was two teams today that just very similar. So yeah, if I'm just going to go look at some of the individual stats, looked like my player of the match was probably, if I look here, I always look at defending first because I think the defending is the cornerstone of any team. Peter Steph tore 18 tackles. Okay, 2 missed tackles, but when you're that far all over the park, that's just amazing. I think the closest to him was Vincent Koch, and he only was on for like 30 minutes, and he was at 10 tackles and no misses. That's a super sub coming off the bench and doing his job perfectly. No double figures on the Wales side, so it was pretty evenly matched. If I look at attacking, I think they're big ones. George North, obviously, 46 metres. None of the South African backs, Willie Leroux, who I don't think he had such a great game. There's just he seems to be making the wrong decisions all the time, and that's becoming a little bit of a liability. And I think he's going to be targeted big time against England. If I start looking at the nine runs for 46 metres for Dwayne Vermeulen, that's pretty impressive. I think Ross Moriarty also had 9 runs. The other big metre run, obviously Josh Adams, always going to be quite high. But yeah, I honestly felt either team could have won that game. I really felt either team could have won that game. And, if it wasn't just for a little bit of luck, just a lucky kick, because let's be honest, kicking down the touchline like that, 9 times out of 10, that probably would have gone out on the full, and then we would have had a scrum way up closer to the South African side. The last penalty was obviously scrum dominance. It does show the benefit of having a full tight 5 that can come off the bench. It does help Rusty with the 6-2 split. But yeah, guys, I'm happy for my team. I'm really happy. If you look at where we were with that 57 loss, we lost 32-3 to Ireland. We literally were, I think, at eighth in the world rankings. We were really dropping off a precipice, and it didn't look like South Africa was going to be coming back, and maybe we were going to be a has-been team. And we just produced some great players that go play overseas. So from where Rusty took over to where we are now, it's like a complete turnaround. And a lot of people say, well, we don't have a lot to offer on attack. We don't really play wide. We play very, very. It's like sometimes how do you put a square peg in a round hole? Either you go look for the square hole, or you just get a big bloody mallet and you whack it through. So I think South Africa goes for the big mallet and just forces the peg through the hole. So that's playing to South Africa's strengths, and I think they were talking after the game, and I think the players have bought into that mentality. We do have some exceptional wings, and we have some amazing players out wide. But let's be honest. We're just a blunt instrument, and we play with our forwards. And England play a fairly similar kind of style game, so I'm expecting, but they're a lot more dangerous out wide. So yeah, I think South Africa's a hard team to play against because we do like to smother, and we just want to slow down the ball, and we just want to kick for territory, and we just want to smother. That it can frustrate some teams. But yeah, guys, I wonder what you thought of the game. I was entertained for the second half. As I was on the edge of my seat, and I didn't know. I thought it was going to go into extra time, and I was nervous. But yeah, congratulations to the boys. Everyone had written them off. Thoroughly deserved their way into the final. Let's hope it's not just like a complete annihilation from England next week, and the Springboks can step up. But yeah, I think Wales can hold their head high. They were just as equal to South Africa today, and either team could have won. Literally either team could have won, and it came down to a bounce, and that's it. That's what it came down to. And so yeah, so we're looking forward to next weekend. Obviously, we're at the real business end of the World Cup. We've got obviously New Zealand playing Wales for the 3rd position and 3rd, 4th position, and then we've got South Africa playing England for the final. So yes, it's quite nice that we've got a Northern Hemisphere side and a Southern Hemisphere side. It does does at least give the hemispheres a bit of a challenge against each other, because let's be honest, there has been a bit of a rivalry between the north and the south. So we might as well just keep it going. But yeah, on the day, I think either team could have gone through, so I'm pretty happy for that win. England were completely dominant yesterday, and they deserved their way through to the final. But yeah, please put your comments down below what you thought of the game. And yeah, please, I do have my favourite team, and I try to be as unbiased as I possibly can. But I'm super happy that we won, and I just want to share that with everyone in the world. So yeah, guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. I'm sure there's going to be so much stuff in the press this week. Eddie Jones is going to have a lot to say. Russ is going to have a lot to say. There's going to be tit for tat. There's just going to be so much happening this week in the press, and every pundit and the next best friend and cousin and third cousin removed niece and nephew will have an opinion about what's going to happen this weekend, and we're just going to be bombarded with it. Listen, guys, have an absolutely wonderful week. Chat soon. Cheers.